court, but even off the court. And, you know, I always admire John. He came to Wimbledon first time, 77 and played, and no one really knew about him that much. And everybody saw the potential, and everybody was saying, you know, what is he doing? You know, can he not behave properly on the court? And why is he doing that? And
let me have a word with you.
Yeah, after this, wait. But then I think we felt a little bit from each other, from other players, because I knew he's going to be an unbelievable tennis player. And then all the matches we played, I think he felt that I respected him not only as a player, but even as a person, because he is a great person. But during that time, people just saw one thing, that was sometimes the behavior on the court, but they don't really saw him as a person.
And in some ways, was it the fact that Bjorn didn't sort of challenge you like the likes of Connors did and others, that you had respect for him?
Actually, even before, not really, because, I mean, people have different personalities. I mean, I knew what I was going to get from Connors. I mean, he knew what he was going to get from me. It was, we were going to clash. That was no doubt. There was, that's the beauty about...
But Lendl was another one who said wasn't a real clash. But again, there wasn't the respect with Lendl that there was with...
Well, there wasn't. I respect Lendl, however. Yeah. I mean, I certainly respected the way he played. And the way
but I'm talking the off-court thing, which you guys...
We were a bit like oil and water, to put it mildly, and we don't see things the same way. But that was the beauty of the whole rivalry and friendship with Bjorn. But early on, you know, one of the first matches we play, I often talk about it, when I was going crazy and late in the third set at 5-all in the third... in a match in New Orleans, he pointed to me and he said, "Come here." You know, and I was freaking out. I was like, "Oh my God, he's going to tell me I'm the biggest idiot of all time," right? Which I was going to deserve. I was just like, Bjorn's going to tell me this. And then he came up and he put his arm around me. This is 5-all in the third set. He said, "This is okay. This is good. You know, but this is gonna help both of us, maybe." And that's what I took from it. I took from it that he was giving me respect, but that he actually was enjoying the moment. And maybe it would be a good idea if I could a little bit, which, you know, I didn't always show I was enjoying the moment so well, as you can imagine, so, or maybe remember. But you know, after that, to have a player of his stature, sort of the way I look at it, take me under his wing. And I think there's a similarity, again, with Roger. There's a couple-year difference. Bjorn is 2.5 years older than me. I think Roger's about 4.5.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a level of respect that he has shown, Rafa Nadal. As you said, not only on the court, that goes without saying, but off the court, there's a friendship. I think that, and that only enhances the rivalry in the end. And at the end of the day, later on in their lives, I think that they'll become even better. I mean, you never know what will happen, but you become even closer in a way because of what you experienced while this all was going on.
Because it's the experience, isn't it? It's not just the tennis. It's the emotions and everything you have to go through in all these major finals.
Well, I mean, they are the two best players in the world, and they've been playing quite a few finals now. This is the third time they're playing in the Wimbledon final. Played in Paris, so I mean,
but
they are the best
matches, aren't they?
They are. I mean, that's the way it should be. It should be huge matches, important matches, great matches, not only for the sport but for themselves too.
But think about what's happened. They've played in the final in French and Wimbledon now 3 straight years. That has never happened. Okay, the only time it even happened where 3 guys played in the final here in a row was Boris Becker and Edberg.
Yeah.
The first guy, Nadal, trying to be since Bjorn in 1980 to win the French and Wimbledon. I mean, okay, so that gives you an idea how difficult it is. Okay, Bjorn won at 5. We know Roger tied that at 5 wins apiece. The last time, you know, we go back to what was it, 1886, when Geronimo was surrendering.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
That's how far back to pull off what he's trying to pull off.
Yeah.
And in those days, the champion had to play 1 match.
Yeah.
In the whole draw, so you could certainly make an argument it was easier for the champion than it is now. And I think there was 10 people in the draw, Geronimo's cousin and a few other people. So this is what you can't dream about a better scenario than we're about to see. I mean, I think it's going to be there's a lot riding on this.
Yeah, and Bjorn, you can talk about the pressure that Roger is under, because you came back here year after year as the one expected to win.
Well, even last year when Roger won for the 5th time, he had a lot of pressure. I mean, he's handling the pressure unbelievably well. I mean, everyone was talking about that he's going to win for the 5th time, and you know, to go through what he did through was an unbelievable achievement last year. This year, everybody's talking he's going to win for the 6th time. He has a lot of pressure. He wants to. I mean, even he's the king of these courts. This is his home ground. He's the big favorite. But
I don't know if he's the big favorite anymore.
Well, you know. the big pressure, he has a lot of pressure. We know Nadal is playing extremely well on the grass. I mean, both has been playing well. I mean, for a lot of people, he's still the favorite. I think it's very difficult to pick a winner today, though. I think Federer needs to serve well. He's been serving extremely well the whole tournament, and if he serves well today, I think he's going to win. If he doesn't do that, I think he's going to have a lot of problem with Nadal.
In addition, the other part of this for Federer is not only is he trying to get this 6th one, but he's trying to catch Sampras, who it seemed unbelievable that someone could get to 7 with Sampras now. He's closing in on that. He's also 2 away from catching him the overall Grand Slam title, 14-12. And that seemed like a foregone conclusion after the Open last year. But now all of a sudden, I bet you he's starting to say, okay, I'm 27. I'm remarkably healthy for the most part. He had that problems with the glandular fever at the beginning of the year, and that set him back. But if you look at other great players' records, a lot of it is top-heavy, most of it from, like, say, 20-ish, 1920 to 26-ish. So there is this, you know, there's a lot of history that would suggest that it gets a whole lot harder. So I think he's aware of that. That puts more pressure on him.
Plus, in the same time, I mean, he has so many records. Federer has so many records today. And before he stepped away from tennis, I don't know if it's going to be in 5 or 10 or 15 years from now, he wants to beat every single record in history book. And, I mean, he's amazing. But that's why I think motivates the player today, too, because records. I mean, when we played during our time, we didn't think too much. No one was talking about records. I mean, we were playing tournaments. We wanted to win Grand Slams, but no one really were talking about records. And I think that's a good motivation for the players today, too.
I was offered guarantees to go to Australia. I mean, that's how far off that had fallen early in my career. Trying to get played. Bjorn only played, I believe, one time in Australia. You